I'm so excited that you are so excited about this series that I'm calling Align and Shine. This is the second video in the series. This is all to do with vitality for mental well-being. We are going to cover the second layer of our human being. This is called the Pranamaya kosha. I have written a blog post that will go along with this whole series, and I've linked it in the description box below. So you can go and click on that and get a little bit more information, because it's very hard to get it all in to a practice video. But I hope that you enjoy this. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how it feels, and subscribe if you haven't already. So we're going to start in a seated position, so it's good if you have a couple of blocks next to you, and also a bolster and a blanket, maybe an eye pillow for the end for Shavasana. So let us begin in a seated position and get in touch with our Pranamaya kosha, our energy body. So this is Sukhasana, and Sukha means joyful, easeful, or comfortable. And I shared that with you in the first video, that we want our posture, our asanas, to be Sukha and Sthira. So we want them to be grounded, rooted, but also easeful, and to try to see how we can find the joy right in this moment, not waiting for this, that, or the other to happen, but where and how can we find that joy. So just elevating your hips off the floor, however high they need to be, so that you can feel that grounding through your legs, and you can feel the support through your pelvis, and allowing your spine to elongate so that your heart is open and the lungs are open, because we are going to be breathing. If you want more vitality in your life, I think if you want more joy in your life and you want to experience life more, it's in the breath. Yeah, in this powerful tool that we have with us for as long as we're alive. We can survive without food for quite some time. We can survive without water for quite some time, but we cannot survive without the breath. So that's what we're going to focus on today. You can rest your hands on your thighs. Feel free to close your eyes, close your mouth, and just notice how you feel in your Sukhasana today, at this moment, not comparing with how it felt yesterday, or maybe even what it might feel tomorrow. How is it today, right now? Do you notice if there are some areas of your body that feel tight or uncomfortable? I think of that as them being, overactive, too involved. And are there other areas of your body where you don't maybe feel that much a connection with, or you don't really notice that much? Does that mean that they are a bit underactive, not as involved? So over time, as you sit in this pose, how can you over time try to shift that for those muscles that are so overactive, to allow them to soften and relax, and then to let those muscles that are underactive to engage a little bit more? So that's a nice practice to pay attention to and notice how that might change. I always notice within my own physical body, the moment I feel very grounded and rooted, there's much more room for my upper body just to swing and sway. There is room to move. So now tune into your breath and notice how your breath feels at this moment. And I'm going to invite you to notice what the ratio of your inhalations and your exhalations are. Just your comfortable ratio. So when you inhale now, to what count does your inhale move to? And then to what count does your exhale move to? So when you inhale, try to inhale 2, 3, 4 perhaps, and you'll feel that your lungs expand. And then perhaps you exhale 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, or maybe even 6, and you feel your lungs go back to normal. So just notice what that is. It's very natural for the exhalation to be a little bit longer than the inhalation. And this is just yogic breathing, so inhaling and exhaling through your nose. When you've noticed the ratio of a comfortable inhale and exhale, a comfortable breath cycle, see if you can elongate your inhale a little bit more to where you feel a bit stretched, but you still feel okay and comfortable. And then can you exhale and elongate your exhalation a little bit longer, while again feeling a bit stretched, but still feel like you're okay. When we move in a vinyasa flow, we are connecting our breath with our movement. So it's very important that we're not breathing faster than what we're moving, or moving faster than what we're breathing. We want to try to connect the two. So this is why it's important to know what our ratio is as we're seated, so that we then can try to take that off of into the dynamic flow. It's important that the flow isn't more challenging than what we can support it with the breath. So I've changed this routine up a little bit. It builds upon the first video so that we can really explore and feel the breath supporting the movements that we're making. I hope that this will feel a little bit more accessible to all. Good. Now very gradually draw your breath back into your comfortable ratio. So just very gradually work your way back into that comfortable ratio that is where you're at the moment. So prana is life force energy. It's a Sanskrit word, and the Chinese equivalent is qi. You might be a little bit more familiar with that. Now we have 5 different subdivisions of the prana, and we're going to gradually breathe and move through them. So with your mind and with your breath, you're going to draw the breath down into the pelvis. And feel that your breath, as you're inhaling and exhaling, is circulating around your pelvis. This is called the apana vayu. This is the downward moving flow. And then you're going to draw the breath into your abdominal area. And this is called the samana vayu. So let the breath circulate from the front to the sides to the back like a cylinder. So this prana supports digestion. And then draw the breath up into the chest, and from the chest all the way up into your head. And this is called the Prana vayu. This helps us take stuff in. Then draw your breath into your heart center. And when you're breathing, feel that your breath is filling up and streaming down through your arms and through your legs. This is called the Vyana vayu, and this is the distribution. And then the last one, we draw the breath just into our throat area. That's called the Udana vayu. And this has to do with self-expression of growth, physical growth, mental growth, spiritual growth. So we take in information, knowledge, experiences, food. We take that in through the Prana vayu. That digests in the Samana vayu. Whatever is needed is distributed around the body, or in whichever way the knowledge, the experiences need to be used through the Vyana vayu. Whatever we don't need is being let go by the Apana vayu. And then from all of that, we grow through the Udana vayu. So when all of the pranas are working together, when we take in and we use what we need and we release what we don't need, then it all functions in a balanced way. Should we take in more than what we need and we're not fully able to distribute it, might get a bit clogged up along the way, whether it's on a physical plane, a mental plane, or a spiritual plane. Get a bit constipated. So at the end, we're going to do a meditation and a practice just to balance out these 5 vayus. Vayu is wind. So just feel that it flows and it supports every part of your being. And work your palms together in front of your heart. Draw your chin into your chest. Bow down into the highest within yourself. Set an intention for your practice if you wish. And lift your chin and open your eyes. Lovely. I hope you already feel that support through your breath into your physical body. We're now going to move into a downward facing dog. And then as we move, we're going to apply the Ujjayi breathing, which is pranayama. So we're slightly contracting the throat muscles together as we inhale. Now we want to try to feel a little lift through the pelvic floor, a little drawing in through the navel.
As we're inhaling, as if we're inhaling through a straw, filling the lungs up. And then we're exhaling, emptying the lungs out. Good. So our breath during this flow will move pretty much to a 4-count inhale and a 4-count exhale. So bend the knees, walk your hands back to the feet. And then bend the knees so deeply that your torso can rest on your thighs. Ground your palms into the floor. And really rooting down into that Apana Vayu that helps to ground and root us. Shake out your head, flutter your lips, sigh if that feels good. And then we're going to inhale, drawing from that Apana Vayu and all the way up into the Prana Vayu, up to the crown of the head. And then exhale, fold it over, root it down. Do that again. Inhale it all the way up. And exhale it all the way down. A few more times. Inhale it up. I like to draw my hands up through the center of my body. And exhale it all the way down. But if you want to sweep the arms to the side and up, you can do that. Inhale, rise. Feel that you're rooting as you're reaching. And then exhale, fold it over. Inhale to a halfway pose. And then exhale, walk your hands forward into a plank pose. And holding it here in the plank pose, pressing the floor away from you, drawing up into the navel, connecting into that Samana Vayu, that draws it in and circulates, digests. Stay with your breath and feel that your entire body is supporting you from your heels to the crown of the head. Then exhale into a child's pose. Point the feet. And inhale to an upward facing dog. Lift your chest. Exhale, draw it back into a child's pose. And inhale to an upward facing dog. Do that again. Exhale to a child. Inhale to an upward dog. And I like to just keep my knees and my shins on the ground. Exhale, back, so it's a little bit more grounding. And inhale, upward dog. Last one. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And then inhale to a cow. Arch your spine, curl the toes under. And exhale to a downward facing dog. Inhale to a cow. Exhale to a child. Then inhale, rise up to a camel prep. So we did this in the first practice as well. And exhale, hinge it forward and draw up through the pelvic floor, really engaging that Apana Vayu as you hinge it forward. Inhale to cow. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to cow. Exhale to child. Inhale to camel prep. Exhale to child. Slowly lower it down. It's like you really have to put the brakes on. Inhale to cow. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to cow. Exhale to child. Inhale to camel prep. And exhale, hinge it forward to child. Inhale to cow. And exhale to downward facing dog. Yay, shake it loose. And just notice that even when we are still, the prana, our life force, is moving through us. Inhale, lift the right leg to three-legged dog. And then exhale, draw the knee to the right elbow, really draw up into your samana vayu, up into your core. Inhale it back. Exhale, draw the knee to the left elbow, keep the shoulders leveled. And inhale it back. Keep going. Exhale it to the right. Wrap the shoulder blades into the armpits. Inhale it back. Exhale it to the left. Inhale it back. One more time, and just notice now how you're supporting your breath with the movement and how the movement is being supported by your breath. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to navel, round and step it forward. Good, now come onto the fingertips or place your hands on blocks. Try to take the weight out of the arms and let your legs do the work, because they are the ones doing the work. And that way you can soften the upper body, which had to do quite a lot of work during the knee to the elbow. And this way we are teaching ourselves to manage our energy better. No need to keep all of the tension and the support in the upper body when the legs can do the work. Yeah, it's like when you're on a plane, put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you help everyone else. So pivot the left heel in, extended side angle. Your hand can stay on the block, or you can come up onto your forearm and your thigh. Here we're drawing into the Vyana vayu, so sending the energy out through our arms and our legs. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. And slowly straighten out the right leg for triangle pose. Same thing, staying with the Vyana vayu, and change your head direction. Look up to the side or down, depending on how you feel. Put yourself in a position where you can breathe. Good. Bend the front knee, inhale, and exhale to a warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel, hands to the floor. Inhale to plank, and exhale, slowly chaturanga, slowly, or go knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog, or stay with a baby cobra. And then exhale to child's pose. Good. Inhale to cow. And exhale to downward facing dog. Hoo-hoo. Are you noticing a difference with how you're supporting your own vitality by breathing and moving in a connected way? Let's do the same on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, knee to the right elbow. Inhale it back. Do two more times. Exhale, notice the length of your exhale. And inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, knee to navel, round and step it forward. And then just align yourself here in whichever way serves you. Here where you can breathe your deepest breath, where you feel that your legs are supporting you.
so your upper body can shine. Yeah. There's no struggle, but you're working, you're breathing, you're connecting, you're working, but you feel supported. Pivot that right heel in, extended side angle. Roll the navel and the heart up and feel that Vayana vayu stretching out through the arms and the legs from the heart. Distributing, circling it around. Good, to whichever area needs it. Slowly straighten out the left leg, triangle pose. Look up to the side or down. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Inhale, bend the leg, and then exhale to a warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel, hands to the floor. Inhale to plank pose, and then exhale slowly down as you feel yourself drawing into that Samana Vayu. Slowly lower. Inhale to upward facing dog, yay. And exhale to child's pose. And just pause there in child's pose. You can rest your forehead on a block. You can open the arms into cactus arms or rest them at your side, wherever you feel comfortable. I won't go as deeply into it because I noticed on the first video my voice got a little muffled because I have a mic on. But again, just pausing so that we can tune in and notice, have we used too much energy? Have we used too little? Or is it just enough? And that's always the practice, right? And a lifelong practice to find what is the right amount of energy to put into whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's our yoga practice on the mat or anything off of the yoga mat, so that we can sustain what we're doing over a long period of time. Good. From here, we're going to drag the arms along the floor and inhale it back up into that modified camel. And then slowly rest the arms at the side of the body. Now inhale, lean it to the left and step the right foot forward. Curl the back toes under, and then exhale, press in to the back foot for crescent lunge. Let the arms relax. Take a little dip down, inhale, and then exhale, draw the knee into your chest. Open the leg into a tree pose, press your foot against your thigh. All right, so now feel that you're rooting down into the Apana Vayu, drawing the energy all the way up into your Prana Vayu, centering it in to your Samana Vayu, and then stretching the energy out through the Vayana Vayu. Keep your focal point in front of you. And of course we have the Udana Vayu. Just visualize yourself as you send your breath down into your roots and then out, distributing it into whatever area that you are in need of vitality, energy, and growth, that you visualize that happening. Good, and slowly work your hands back to the heart, draw the knee in, and step it back into a crescent lunge. Good. Inhale the arms up, and then exhale, twist it to the right. Your palms can be together, your fists can be together. You can also release the right arm and just reach it behind you. Okay, draw in, open and expand. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Good. Slowly inhale to a plank pose. So this is a little longer inhale, and exhale, slowly lower to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to child's pose. Yay. And rest there for a moment. So that is the beauty of the Ujjayi breathing, is because we're narrowing in the breath, there is a certain restriction in that. But as we're narrowing the breath in, it helps to then open and expand our lungs a little bit more, and there is that expansion. So sometimes we need a longer breath, sometimes we need a shorter breath. And when we need that longer breath, we have to slowly inhale and feel the lungs expanding to support us. And then inhale, rise it back up into that camel prep. Exhale, rest the arms to the side, right? So you get it? So restricting a little bit in order to get the expansion. Shift the weight to the right and step it forward. Curl the back toes under, press up into a crescent lunge. Dip it down and then draw the right knee in. And tree pose, open. Yeah. And just find your balance, and remember, balance is not static, balance is moving. So just notice where you're at. Notice how these 5 pranas support you. And I believe that once we have this information, it helps to deepen our practice. And the whole idea here is to move from the outside to the inside, so that we then can operate from the inside to the outside. Operate in a way that is authentic to us, to me, to you. Be who you are. Trust yourself to be who you are. You are good enough exactly as you are right in this moment. Then slowly come back to the center and step it back into crescent lunge, right? So not waiting to find the joy later on. Twist it to the left. Not waiting to find that vitality at some point, but how can we find it in this moment? How can we draw in to ourselves in this moment and make use of what we have right now? It's probably more than what we think, right? When we start to pay attention to it. Good. Inhale to a plank pose. It's a long inhale. And then exhale slowly. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. And exhale to child's pose. Woohoo! And again, just take a moment and adjust yourself physically in whichever way is needed for you. This is going to feel different for you, for me. And the key is to adjust yourself according to how you feel, not how you think that I might want you to feel. So you tune in to you. Good. Then inhale to a cow and exhale to a downward facing dog. Lovely. Bend the knees and walk your hands back to the feet. Ground the palms into the floor. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Stay lifted and exhale. Draw the energy all the way down through the body into the feet. Oh, and just notice, how do you feel? Can you feel the energy just flowing through you? Yeah? We're going to open into a temple pose. Our goddess pose, as it's also called. So go as deep into the temple pose as you can. 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Keep the toes grounded, go down, feel the knees drawing towards your little toes. And we're going to do this little pumping action. You can visualize yourself, pushing against, what is it called? A punching bag. And we're going to inhale through the nose for 4 count, and then exhale through the nose for 4 count. So inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4. 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 Keep going. Now as you punch, you want to kind of do it intentionally, like boom, 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 boom. But then when it comes back, it's very soft. So it's strong, intentional, but it's also soft. So if you feel a lot of tension in your shoulders, in your neck, in your jaw, you want to feel like you're releasing that. Yeah, let it go. Send it away, send it away. And then slow it down. Good. And then slowly place one hand on your belly, another hand on your heart. And you'll feel your heartbeat increasing. You'll feel your lungs, right? So that Vyana vayu. This is good for the heart. Works tirelessly for us for as long as we're alive. Let's keep it healthy. And then inhale, straighten out the legs, reach the arms up again, Vyana vayu. Ah. And then slowly work the hands to the heart. Lift your heels and then turn into a warrior 2 to face the back. But you're still facing me. So this is my back and this is my front. Even though it doesn't look like that. So hands are going to come together. We're going to inhale over the back leg, lift it up, face to the center, and exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Inhale and exhale, yeah. Inhale, only go down as deep into it as you can. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. One more time. In and exhale. Whew. So good. Straighten out the leg. Turn your toes in. Lift your heels again. Yay. And you guessed it. One more round. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Try not to lean forward and do it with your shoulders. Try to pull back a little bit, right? So it's like having that oxygen mask on. So you're operating from you, sending the energy out from you, increasing that vitality from you. So you are shining that light out into the world from you, proudly so. Yeah, baby, go for it. And then slow it down. And then draw the hand on the heart and the belly. Ah, the legs are shaken and baking. Yay. Strengthening up that foundation. And then slowly straighten the legs out. Whoo, victory. Lift the heels and then come into a warrior 2 into the front. All right, now it makes sense. Place your hands into a namaste again. And then inhale over that front leg. And then exhale in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So one more time. In full inhale. And then exhale, stretch the energy out. Feel that it's coming from you, expanding. Inhale to plank pose. Again, a long inhale. And exhale slowly to chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog or baby cobra. And exhale to child's pose. Oh yeah. Right? Woohoo! So don't worry, we'll stretch out those legs. Just soften. Notice how you felt after that. Little mini vinyasa. Notice how your breath supported you, and now if you found that your breath feels a little bit more invigorated and your heart is beating a little faster, see if you can use your exhalations to down-regulate a little bit and bring your breath back into a comfortable ratio. Good, and slowly inhale to cow. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg to three-legged. And exhale, draw the knee to the navel, slide the leg into a pigeon position. Woohoo! Are you feeling good? Yeah. Getting a little sweat on, a little glow on. Lower the back knee, point the foot, and then slowly lower your forearms to the floor. Just like in the first practice, palms facing down. Prop yourself up a little bit higher if you need to. And then lean a little bit over to the right. Take a hold of the left foot and draw the heel in towards your buttocks. So here, if this feels like it's too much, then of course use a strap or just keep the left leg extended. So connecting in to the front of your thigh. And it's helpful to feel that lift through the pelvic floor, the drawing in through the navel. So keeping the Apana vayu and the Samana vayu active, even opening up a little bit through that Vyana vayu and the Prana vayu and the Udana vayu. It's all supporting this moment. Good, and release. And descended forward. You can rest your forehead on your hands. You can rest your forehead on a block. Adjust your arms according to how you feel so that your upper body feels soft and relaxed. And you're allowing the energy to drop down into your pelvis, into your hip, right buttocks. Exhale fully. Good, and gradually move your hands back under the shoulders. Push the floor away from you. Curl the back toes under, and then inhale. Lift and open up that right hip. Press the right heel into the floor. Good, and then feel free if you want to flip the dog, wild thing, or rock star, it's also referred to as. Good, then rewind again to three-legged down dog, inhale, and then exhale, lower it down. Other side, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to navel, slide it forward into pigeon pose. Point the back foot. Lower the knee. And then lower the forearms into the floor. Good, and feel free to lean to the side. Press your right heel towards the buttocks. Use a strap if you need to, or if it's too intense, just keep the leg extended. You'll still feel the stretch through the front of your thigh. So I'm using a lot of Sanskrit words here. Try to see how you can embrace it. As long as you get the gist of it, over time it will start to feel like second nature. The fact that you know about this is good, and took me a long time to figure all of this out and to understand it. I release the leg and move a little bit deeper into it. So it's a process, it's a practice. As long as you feel that your breath is supporting you here in this moment, we'll continue to build upon that and integrate more and different pranayamas to help to harness our prana, our life force. Good, and move your hands next to your ribs, right under your shoulders. Press it up, curl the back toes under, and lift into a three-legged down dog. Open up that hip, press the right heel into the floor. You can stay here, or you can again flip the dog if you did that on the other side. Open, drop the head back. Good, and then rewind back to three-legged and release the leg down. Lovely. Lower the knees into the floor. Take a block and come into hero pose. So the legs are together. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, of course you can cross your legs into Sukhasana. But I want to make sure that you feel that your spine is elongated. Now you're going to interlace the fingers just ever so slightly and keep your hands down by your pelvis. We're now going to do a little meditation incorporating the 5 vayus. And we're going to add a little breath retention. So what you're going to focus on is, as you inhale, draw the breath from the pelvic floor all the way through your body, and now up into your clavicles, into your collarbones, right where your throat is at. You're going to pause the breath there for a second or two. And then you're slowly going to exhale and draw the breath from that upper chest clavicle area all the way back down into the pelvic floor. You're going to pause and then lift through the pelvic floor. Give a little squeeze through the pelvic floor muscles. Then release the contraction. Inhale from the base all the way up into the clavicles. Pause it there, hold it for a second or two, and then slowly exhale. Draw the breath all the way back down to the pelvic floor. Pause, and then lift through the pelvic floor muscles. And release. Okay, so you might want to watch me now. We're going to inhale, drawing the hands through the front body, all the way up into the clavicles. We're going to pause by holding the breath, and then opening up the arms as we hold the breath. And then slowly bring the hands back into the center of the body, and slowly exhale all the way back down. Interlacing the fingers with the palms up, holding the breath, and then lifting through the pelvic floor. and then release. And just take an inhale and an exhale. And especially if you found that it was hard, you almost lost your breath and you felt a little suffocated, give your body some time to down-regulate and get into it. Okay, so here we go. We inhale, draw the breath all the way up into the clavicular area. Pause as we open the arms. Slowly bring the hands back in. And then exhale, draw the breath all the way back down. Pause, lift through the pelvic floor for a second or so. Release. Let's take a full inhale and a complete exhale. And we begin again. Inhale, rise the breath all the way up. Pause. Open the arms. Bring the arms back in. Exhale, draw the breath all the way back down. Pause, lift through the pelvic floor for a second or two. And release. And take a full inhale and an exhale. If you feel that you need to, or otherwise just continue on. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. And just keep going just for a few more moments. This is called Prana Mudra Pranayama from the Bihar School of Yoga. And just let your hands rest downwards on your thighs. Stay with your breath. So any time that we hold the breath in this way without straining, it suspends the mind. So notice when you were doing it that you couldn't think about anything other than what you were doing. And it also helps to just harness the energy, harness the prana. So here we were affecting each of the pranas. And for each and every one of us, it will be different in what it needs. And you might feel that over time, what an effect this has on your Anamaya kosha and your Pranamaya kosha. And as we gradually move deeper into the layers of our human being, allowing ourselves to be human beings, and not only human doings. Good. Let your palms come together and touch your forehead and touch your heart. And gradually open your eyes and slowly come forward into a downward dog. And just balance out the knees there. Yeah, flutter your lips, sigh. Notice if the downward dog feels any different now at the end compared to in the beginning. And then bend the knees, walk your hands back. And then gradually withdraw, roll it up. And then exhale, draw the energy down. Good. We're going to come into a resting position. So I'm going to use my little pranayama pillow or bolster. What you can do, because I have work to do for the rest of the day, so if that is the case for you too, it's nice just to have something that's a bit elevated and open. If you end up doing this at night, you can keep your back on the floor and put the bolster behind your legs, or if you want to put your legs up against the wall, you can do that. That will help to further calm your nervous system down for a restful evening and a good night's sleep. So if you choose to stay in a little bit of an incline, you can either keep the soles of your feet together, you can even put blocks behind your knees, or you can extend your legs out. Put my eye pillow over just to soften. Here you can either keep your palms facing up, keep your one hand on the belly, another hand on your heart, or if you want to, just keep your palms facing down, which is a way of also grounding and rooting. Notice how you feel now after that practice. It's a little bit of a different vinyasa flow than what I normally do, but changing it up a little bit and giving you different ways of moving within more mini vinyasas so that you can access your breath and feel that connection into the Pranamaya kosha. And also notice how you feel mentally, if you feel more calm. Nothing is more exhausting than when our mind goes in 190 miles per hour. Drains our prana. So as we get that connection between the mind and the breath, and we allow ourselves to be supported by our breath, the mind will feel a bit more calm. And that in return will increase the vitality of your body, the energy of your body, your prana account. So now let this practice to settle in whichever way it needs to for you. Let your breath be natural. Try to continue to stay present within your breath, so you stay present within this moment. I'll let you stay here for as long as you want to. And when you're ready to come out of Shavasana, very gradually visualize yourself entering either out into the world or off the mat into what it is that you need to do. And see how you can practice managing your energy off of the mat. Those muscles that might feel too involved, can they soften? Those muscles that feel like they're not enough engaged, can they engage more? Can you root and ground into your body? Can you see if you try not to take in more information than what you can digest? More foods than what you can digest. Let go, eliminate what you feel you don't need. And then let what is needed distribute and feed you. Feed your life force so you can grow in whichever way you desire. Please let me know how this felt. Namaste.